In a world increasingly reliant on the internet, access to reliable and high-speed connectivity is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Yet, millions around the globe still lack access to this fundamental tool, hindering economic growth, education, and social development. Traditional broadband infrastructure often struggles to reach remote and underserved areas, leaving a significant portion of the population digitally disconnected. Enter Starlink, a satellite internet constellation developed by SpaceX, promising to bridge this digital divide and revolutionize how we connect to the internet. Starlink represents a paradigm shift in internet delivery, beaming high-speed internet access directly from space to even the most remote corners of the world. This ambitious project has generated immense excitement and debate, with many wondering if it holds the key to a future where ubiquitous internet connectivity becomes a reality. This essay delves into the intricacies of Starlink, exploring its technology, advantages, challenges, and potential to reshape the digital landscape. Starlink is a satellite internet constellation being constructed by SpaceX. The system aims to provide global internet coverage, particularly to underserved areas with limited or no broadband access. Unlike traditional internet service providers that rely on physical cables and infrastructure, Starlink operates through a network of thousands of small satellites orbiting Earth at a much lower altitude. These satellites communicate with user terminals, commonly referred to as Starlink dishes, which are small circular antennas installed at the user's location. Data travels from the user's device to the dish, then to the nearest Starlink satellite in orbit. The satellite relays the data through the constellation to a ground station, connecting it to the wider internet. This innovative approach bypasses the need for extensive ground infrastructure, making it possible to deliver internet access to virtually any location on Earth. Starlink and traditional broadband internet offer distinct approaches to delivering internet access, each with its strengths and weaknesses. Broadband, typically delivered through cable, DSL, or fiber-optic lines, offers high speeds and low latency, making it suitable for data-intensive tasks like gaming and video conferencing. However, its reach is limited by physical infrastructure, leaving many rural and remote areas unserved. Starlink, on the other hand, boasts global coverage, reaching even the most isolated communities. While its latency is generally higher than broadband, it is constantly improving as SpaceX launches more satellites and refines its technology. Starlink's speed is also comparable to some broadband options, offering a viable alternative for users in underserved areas. However, Starlink's pricing can be prohibitive for some, and its service can be affected by factors like weather and network congestion. Section 4. Advantages of Starlink connecting the unconnected. Starlink offers several compelling advantages over traditional broadband internet, particularly in its ability to connect underserved communities. Its global coverage potential is perhaps its most significant advantage. By beaming internet access from space, Starlink can reach areas where deploying terrestrial infrastructure is impractical or cost-prohibitive. This opens up a world of opportunities for people in remote and rural areas, providing access to education, healthcare, economic opportunities, and social connections that were previously out of reach. Another key advantage is Starlink's ease of installation. Unlike broadband, which often requires extensive wiring and infrastructure setup, Starlink only requires users to install a small dish at their location. This plug-and-play approach makes it incredibly easy for people to get connected, even in remote areas with limited technical expertise. Starlink's independence from terrestrial infrastructure also makes it more resilient to natural disasters and outages that can cripple traditional internet services. Section 5. Challenges and limitations of Starlink. A work in progress. Despite its promise, Starlink is not without its challenges and limitations. One significant hurdle is the cost. While the monthly subscription fee is comparable to some broadband plans, the initial cost of the Starlink dish and equipment can be prohibitive for many potential users, particularly those in developing countries. Another challenge is network congestion. As more users join the Starlink network, the limited capacity of each satellite can lead to slower speeds and increased latency, especially during peak hours. Furthermore, Starlink's performance can be affected by weather conditions. Heavy rain, snow, and cloud cover can interfere with the signal between the satellites and user terminals, leading to slower speeds or even service interruptions. While SpaceX is constantly working to improve Starlink's resilience to weather, it remains a factor that users need to consider. Lastly, the environmental impact of launching thousands of satellites into orbit is a growing concern, raising questions about the long-term sustainability of the Starlink project. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more updates.